guys, today we're gonna talk about the potatoes and potions and all the mysterious things that has been going on in Dreamlight Valley. We're gonna go through a couple theories that other community members have about what potatoes and potions are gonna do in the game. In the end, I'm gonna tell you my own theory, yeah, feel free to share your own theories in the comments. Let's talk conspiracy theories. What those potatoes and potions actually mean. We're gonna start by Raspberry Rocky. He has a crazy potato potions theory. I have a theory that it may be crazy, but all the same time it makes sense. We all know about potatoes and their respective potions. Well, hear me out. The developers have already confirmed in a recent interview that this year we will have at least one new biome. Okay, about this one, I've tried to find the source. I found one YouTube video that talks about it, but I've spent a long time trying to find the interview itself, and I couldn't. I'm not saying it's fake and it doesn't exist, but I just cannot confirm this fact. I've heard people talk about it, but I did not find official source for this. But it would be cool, and I guess it will make sense because we are going to need a new biome eventually. What if the potions, along with the missing ones, are to create said biome? Completely disagree. So I'm going to tell you my theory, like the part that contradicts this theory. So basically, you know the potatoes are extremely hidden, extremely well hidden. And if you didn't start with a gold potato, I don't think any other potato quests are even available to you. I might be wrong about this, but like the golden potato quest was very hidden. Like I have a feeling that not many people know about golden potato, and especially about all the other potatoes. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people in the community, and the game never gave us like anything about it. Everything about these potatoes had to be discovered through social media and other people discovering it and sharing it. And the first potato, even from the code, that never was even hinted in the game. So if you are not following social media, you would not know about the potatoes, or at least most of the potatoes. So in my opinion, these potatoes cannot lead to anything that has to do with the main story, because it's gonna be not fair for most of the people playing this game to miss out on a big part of the main story. So if I were to guess, well, I'm gonna tell you in the end, but I disagree about this, that the thing like a whole biome can be gated by potatoes. Gleaming Gold potion has the power of the sun to bring warmth to something gone cold. Brilliant Blue potion. The potion shimmers with revitalizing power. Electrifying Orange potion. Maybe it can refer to the weather. Raging Red. Okay, these seem to me very far-fetched. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't agree with this theory. It's a cool theory, but I just don't agree. Lots of people are predicting that there will be 2 more potatoes, a pink and a green, to give us a rainbow of potions. If that's true, that makes me think they'll be related to the main quest plot, given the rainbow of gems in the cave in the Frosted Heights. So this is another theory that I've seen a lot, that these potions are somehow connected to the gems in the Frosted Heights cave. And I was one of the people thinking that, but because that room is still there and it's still accessible and the portal still seems to be open, and I feel like something else has to happen there. I feel like some story will happen in that room, but since then I changed my mind. I don't think potions are gonna have to do anything with it because, well, first of all, the potions seem to have different effects, and it just doesn't make sense to apply them to gems unless you put them in the pedestals and use... I don't know. I feel like these potatoes all are so disconnected from each other. In my theory, every single potion is going to be a part of a separate quest. That's just my opinion. Perhaps we'll have to combine them and drink them in order to enter the portal that we opened with the rainbow gems. That is a solid theory, but it doesn't explain the properties. Each potion has a specific use and specific properties. Why would you just need to drink them in order? Like, you're not the target of the potions. At least, like, if you read what they do, it doesn't make sense for you to drink them. All right, we got the post, The Great Potato Mystery. I'm gonna steal it for the video title. That sounds amazing. I wonder if they'll open up a new realm eventually, or a new biome in the future. The description all mentions some form of warming up or invigorating, so maybe something in the frozen heights. Fair enough. Reward. Plain white shirt stating, I solved the potato puzzle, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. That actually makes sense, but I don't think it's going to be this simple, but it is funny. I want to say it will be that 7 dwarfs turn into stone or something. 1 for each dwarf. But the problem is, it cannot be so essential to the story due to it being an optional thing. 7 dwarfs. That actually makes sense. If we have 7 potions and then we have 7 dwarfs. But then if all of them are turned to stone, why do all potions have different properties? Unless one of them is frozen, one of them is turned to stone. But yeah, the problem is it cannot be essential to the story due to it being an optional thing. Exactly, it's not a part of the main quest, so I don't think it's going to tie into the main quest at any point. So it cannot be gating anything like biomes or new characters or even maybe new companions, because companions are technically not essential. Maybe all of this is going to be part to get a new companion. We'll see. Disney has a long-standing gag about potatoes. This will be why we're getting them as the starting item and why they're an Easter egg thing. For the 85th anniversary of Mickey Mouse, they aired an episode called Potato Land, in which Goofy wants to visit the theme park around potatoes. There's an episode of Adventures in Wonderland called Purple Potato Eaters. Would You Eat a Blue Potato is an animated short about 2 kids who go into the imagination land. So this is what I was thinking. It has to do some. I was also theorizing about these potatoes a lot, and I was like, okay, potatoes have to be. It has to be connected to potatoes somehow, because why is potato a starting item that we start with? So I've seen a lot of theories that it's going to be Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. How do you tie these potions to it? I don't know. But this makes sense. What if potatoes don't have any special significance except just being something that Disney did in the past and like used as an Easter egg? So that's why we start with potatoes, because Disney already has a history with potatoes and it didn't mean anything necessarily in the past. So maybe we shouldn't overthink it today. Maybe we should focus on the potions and ignore the potato part. Maybe. But what if not? This is so, like, I can't wait to see the resolution for this. They read a story as a sad king who painted his kingdom blue to match his mood. The children go through a series of colorful experiences and discover colors through their senses and imaginations, imagining how the world would look and feel if everything was just one color. In the end, the children realize they like all the colors together best of all, and the king agrees. Mr. Potato Head, yes, it's another option. The Great Potato is an episode of 90s show Dinosaurs in which they believe they were created by Potato God. Wow, okay. I think the reward might be as simple as pouring the potions into the river, say about the Glade of Trust and Forest of Valor, and making a rainbow falls getting a placeable item, a purely cosmetic thing, and also gives a callback to other Disney AP. This is such a good thought out post. I do agree that the reward is probably going to be a cosmetic item because that's completely optional. It's either a cosmetic item or maybe another option that I'm willing to consider is a companion, like completely different, not just the color. Or maybe we actually going to get all different colors of the same companion, because there's different colors of the potion. Maybe each color will give you like a color option for a new companion. Another option. See, I have some ideas too. Electrifying, power of the sun, spice of life, revitalizing. It doesn't make sense to be 7 dwarfs. The only thing connects them is 7. But why do they all have different effects? My guess is we're going to make 1 potion for each pillar to use for the final story quest. Really not sure though, as the first potato required a code, and the whole thing has been quite convoluted. It may be the optional perk for the players. It makes sense as well. So we have, 8 pillars? I think it's 8. Or maybe 9. I think it's 9 if you count 2-1. There's 2 pillars on the beach. So maybe then we're gonna get 9 potions, and in the end it is gonna somehow tie into everything. But it's not gonna be like, it's gonna be an optional, maybe it's gonna be unlock like an optional ending or something. That's not a bad theory, because I think if you look at the wait, let me see. If you look at all the pillars, they all different colors. This one is like yellow or orange. This one is oh, here. This one is okay. This one is probably orange. That one is yellow. This one is green on the meadow. Then this one is blue. So they could be matching. The potions could be matching the pillars, because the pillars are still there. Even though we freed them up, there may be something else we'll be able to do to them. I like this theory. Something to do with the pillars. So maybe it's going to be something to do with biomes. So every potion, like maybe in the end there's going to be like some kind of apocalypse, and every biome will suffer from something, and we will need each potion to save the biome, and we apply it to the pillar. Maybe, but once again, it sounds too major to be a secret quest. Maybe it's not going to be something major. Maybe we just use them for the pillars at some point, and reward will pop out of each one. Because we already know that there is interface to place items in the pillar. What if we place a potion, and it's gonna just give us maybe 1 item per pillar, and that means that if you don't have all the potatoes, you just don't get all the rewards, and it's not really that important. I'm 85% convinced that they tie into how we reintegrate the Forgotten into ourselves at the end of the game story. Sounds too major for me. I have a potato theory, potential spoiler. Okay, the colors do match. Kinda. Golden, orange, blue, and red potatoes. Golden, orange, blue, red. So we have purple and green left, I guess. I guess pink. Maybe we will need it to... I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe we're thinking that it cannot be anything major, but in the end it's going to end up being something major, and they're just going to provide better details on getting these items. But then it's going to feel like a waste, like struggling right now to get them. It's really hard. So far in all the descriptions for the potions make reference to bringing lifeless things back to life, or just giving energy back. I'm guessing that we will combine all of these potions in some point to bring either maybe the valley itself or someone back from the dead, from the close to death. Makes sense. Maybe rainbows will appear and we'll be able to control things such as weather. Yeah, there's a lot of theories out there. Some of them are wilder than the others. So let me summarize what I think about these potatoes. So first of all, I think the potato itself has nothing to do with it. Potato is probably just being something that Disney likes to use for their Easter eggs. So only the potions matter. And all the potions have very distinct things that they do. So there is a chance that we'll have to use them separately, and each potion will grant a separate item. It's going to be a part of a separate quest. That's my belief. I don't think we're going to be combining them. I think we're going to be applying them either to pillars in each biome, 1 potion per pillar, and it will do something to that particular biome, something that's not going to be game changing. Maybe it's going to put a rainbow over it or something like this, something purely visual, or going to give us either a companion skin for a new companion, or maybe some clothing item, or like some cosmetic item. I don't believe it's going to be part of the main story and tie in the main story in any way. I believe it's going to remain a little like a side quest that is not going to be essential to anything. It's just going to give us some additional visual enhancement. So this is my theory. Again, once again, I can't speculate right now what it's going to do with it. It's either going to be pillars or those gems in the portal room. It makes sense to me because I don't think it's over. I don't think the portal is over. I don't think it's going to be again essential, but I think there's going to be another quest that's probably going to we'll have to do something inside the portal or something like this, because we can move it now, which means something changed. They did something to the portal since the last update, so maybe it's also, maybe we'll have to move it to a specific I don't know. If I have any new thoughts about the potato theory, I'll let you know. And if you have a great theory, let me know in the comments. Let's discuss it. Let's get to the bottom of it. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to all the members. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. You guys are epic. And let's see how many more potatoes can we get. And I hope it's going to be worth it in the end. Because if rewards are not up to the standard of the difficulty and complexity of this quest, it's going to feel even worse than getting flowers from Buzz. See you later. Subscribe for more. And goodbye.